Hi, this is Jonathan. How you guys doing? Today's video is about what I've done so far to the Schecter Nick Johnston, which I have in my arms. So this is the Schecter Nick Johnston mods complete. I first reviewed this guitar on the 6th of December last year, and I was really happy with this, but sending it back to the shop, didn't think about it until I saw the video again, and I decided to bring it back, and in the end I procure it. So I want to thank Miss Janet from Davis Guitar for letting me have the opportunity to actually play on this guitar. And yeah, never look back. This is a great guitar, right? This is a great Stratocaster from Schecter, has great pickups and everything. But I really want this to be my gigging guitar because of the orange, it looks great on stage. So I decided to do some mods here because I encountered certain problems with the tuning when I'm wanging my bar, because I do a lot of tremolo arm work, in case you guys don't know. So I decided to get Andre from VegaTrem to send me a unit, and I want to thank him so much for his kindness and his generosity. So he sent me a VegaTrem system, and at the same time I decided to change the locking tuners to staggered locking tuners, and these are from Graphtech radius locking tuners. Again, I want to thank Miss Janet from Davis, and took out the string tree because there was a string tree there. I took it out because it's staggered anyway, and this worked, right? And I brought it along for one of the live stream concerts that I did. Now remember, this original guitar has brass inlays, fret inlays, and I couldn't see in a semi-dark environment, especially when you're in a key of A flat and E flat, F sharp, and all that. I get lost, right top. I'm not really a good guitarist, so I get lost up there, and I decided to ask Wayne to get for me Lumilay. So I didn't want to change the brass because I thought the brass was really cool. So I thought of having Luminlays on the side, but these are too small, and I can't see. I still can't see. So I decided to ask him to procure for me the Lumilay inlays for the frets. So I wanted to illuminate when charged up, but at the same time it's bright enough, white enough for me to see where am I, right? So yeah, it works. But it took some time for it to arrive from Japan. In the meantime, I've asked Wayne to, kind of like find out what's happening in my, as he was doing the Luminlays inlays, to kind of shield this guitar because I'm getting 60 cycle hum. So he kind of copper shield the cavity, and it's a big swimming pool here, and that got me thinking like, so I can actually change pickups if I want to. So I've decided to ask Miss Janet again from Davis and ask her to procure for me a Schecter Pasadena Humbucker, which I really love because I love it on my Jack Fowler, which I'm going to talk about later. And she procured for me the whole set. Meaning she got for me a Pasadena single coil and a humbucker for the bridge. Now, mind you, these two single coils have different outputs because one is for the neck, one is for the middle. And she, so kind, she gave me this whole set. So I told Wayne to install it for me. Now, this is where it gets interesting. So after installation of the pickups, I came home, I was really excited, was playing a bit. I found out that on the second position, which is between the middle single coil and the bridge, I'm still having 60 cycle hum. So I asked Wayne about it and says, oh, okay, that's quite a common problem because, well, bring it down and I'll fix it for you. So what he's saying is that the magnet that is on the humbucker is on the wrong polarity, meaning he has to shift it around. So, pointing south and north, it gets really complicated for me. But, basically the polarity of the magnet is reversed. Now I ask him, why is that so? And he says that, well, these pickups are actually meant for like humbuckers equipped guitar, meaning two humbuckers like the Jack Fowler. So you won't have problems like this. But if you're going to have a set like a single humbucker, sometimes they neglect to switch the polarity or rather, the magnet. So you have this problem. So in the midst of taking off the cover and everything, I had a look at the windings of this Pasadena Plus, and he was showing to me. He says that look at these two windings. They are like different, they are on different directions, and that's why that explains why the pickup sounded so great. And it has a unique sound to it, and I go like, wow, okay, so something I learned, right? Something to learn. So that was pretty interesting. And got it back, and yeah, true enough, the 60 cycle hum was gone, disappeared on the second position, and it kind of sounded like what I thought it should sound, right? In terms of all the rest of the single coils and the fourth and second position, as well as the humbucker mode itself. So it's great. So now it's already happening. And I've also asked Miss Janet again to order for me a orange strap. Yeah, remember this video that I did about strap locks. So she gave me a couple of strap locks, and one of them is a Schaller strap lock, which I absolutely love. And I actually reserved that for this guitar because I ordered the strap from her around the same time. So yeah, the straps arrived, so I hooked it onto the Schaller strap lock, and it works. Orange, cool. And I was so vain that I even got hold of a orange cable from Orange Amps himself, So yeah, that's how silly I am. Anyway, so mod's complete. Everything is done. The ratio staggered tuners are great. Without any string tree to have further contacts with any other stuff other than just the nut and the bridge, that will keep a guitar so in tune. And this guitar is perfectly in tune every time I play it. It just doesn't run at all. And the VegaTrem, of course, is a joy to play. So now I'm really happy with this. And why do I do all this? Like I said, I want this to be a touring guitar. And the only, I have two other single humbucker guitars, and one is in my friend's Jeffrey's house. That is the Richie Sambora Fender Mexico, which I had it installed with the Steve Lukather set. And then I have the Steve Lukather Luke, single humbucker, and that's about it. The rest of my Strats are basically single, which is all good if I wanted that. But when I'm doing shows, big shows, I tend to gravitate towards single humbucker, or humbucker for all that matter. But I like the humbucker sound for like rockier stuff and stuff like that. That depends on the show and the repertoire. So the show, or rather the tour that I'm currently on, which I think will commence next year, probably early part next year, it will need guitars like this, single humbucker, and that's the reason why I did it. Now, all in all, if you calculate the cost, it costs quite a bit, but I think for me it's kind of worth it, because if I were to procure the VegaTrem and the ratio and then the Pasadena pickups, this is a worthwhile investment for a guitar that I'm going to work with. And the Pasadena pickups are really good. It has a certain character to it. I like the Pasadena Plus because it just had that, And you don't have to do what I do. Like I said before in the other video, I think this is something that I choose to do. So again, I want to thank Miss Jeanette and Andre for their kindness. I also want to thank Wayne for his hard work and his dedication and professionalism. You know, in installing all this for me and shooting my pickup cavities and installing the pickups. You know, great work. And this neck, right, is one of the nicest neck I ever played. In fact, all the Schecter guitars that I own right now, the Jack Fowler, the PT Special, and this, they all have great necks. You know, really comfortable necks, and one of the best necks that I've played on for a long time. And I want to shout out to Schecter for that, because they do really great necks. You know, really comfortable necks. And I shout out to the guitar by Jack Fowler. The Schecter Jack Fowler is so understated and guitar. You know, I find myself loving that guitar a lot. You know, it just works right off the box. You know, without any mods. You know, the only mod that I did to that guitar was just the string tree replacement to a touch string tree and a metal volume and tone knob. That's about it. The rest is just stock. The Pasadena pickups are great. The pickups are powerful. They're sensitive. The neck is a joy to play. You know, it has, I believe, ebony fretboard. I did change to a VegaTrem. That's the only mod that I did. But the stock Tremolo system works fine, actually. It doesn't really go out of tune. I just wanted a VegaTrem on the guitar because I thought this guitar looks really great with a VegaTrem. And it plays so good. I just love the guitar to bits, right? So again, kudos to Schecter for that. So I hope you enjoy and learn something from my journey. I did. I learned a lot of stuff. I learned, for one, that, you know, if you're going to install a staggered locking tuner, make sure that you know the width of your headstock so that, you know, the tuning rod there has enough room for you to actually pull your string through, right? And also I learned about the pickups, you know, about how they're wound, you know, the direction that they're wound will actually make a difference, you know, and also the magnets. Who know about that? I didn't know about that, you know, so that's great to learn. And about copper shooting, you know, and I mean, they can slap on all the shooting paint they want, but sometimes I think copper shooting is the way to go, especially if you have the time, you know, and the effort, you know. And yeah, that's about it. It's like getting a good, and the rest of it is just vanity. You know, all these are vanity, but I love it. You know, I love everything orange. I just love orange, and that's the reason why I bought this guitar in the first place. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, right, and subscribe to this channel. Press that bell for notification of future videos, and be part of the Patreon to support this channel. I would appreciate that. I want to thank all my patrons for the love and the support. Thank you guys. So in the meantime, you guys take care of yourself, right? Stay safe and have an orange Wednesday.